Defy the limits. That is Valorant's slogan. And upon hearing it, it might not mean much to you at first. However, when you take a deeper look at Valorant's community, you can really get a feel for what defying the limits actually looks like. And every day, we as a gaming community are reminded how diverse we really are. And I had the privilege firsthand of meeting a player who embodies defying the limits.
Hey there, I'm Abby, just short for Abydaby, and I have muscular dystrophy Mersenne deficiency.
I first met Abby when he favorited a tweet of mine, and naturally, I checked out his profile as I sometimes do, and I noticed that he was in gold. And even currently right now, he's climbed up to diamond. Also, I noticed that he was disabled. And immediately, I was very inspired, and I had to reach out to him to see what he was all about.
Down A. 3 down. One enemy remaining.
How long have you been playing Valorant? How did you get into it, and what stood out to you?
I've been playing Valorant for about 2 years now, since December 2020, almost 2 years. And I got into it as I just wanted a new FPS to enjoy. I saw that Valorant was getting quite popular, and I decided that, I'd join in.
Yeah! No way! Oh, it's okay, that was sick.
Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. Nice.
How do you, as a disabled person, play Valorant?
Currently, I have, I believe, 800 DPI 0.5, which is really high, but I kind of need it. My master room is not as much, and I can't move my arm a lot. That's why I even use Raw XL, as I mentioned before. It helps me with my flicking. It helps me with my micro adjustments as well. If I'm needing to slightly move to left and right, it really helps. And I think they should actually add that. They have it in CSGO where you have mouse acceleration. They should add that in Valorant so it's more accessible to others. And people are not worried about if it's bannable or anything like that. Because it helps a lot of people, even my friends who are able, they use it and it really helps. I don't use any special keybinds. I currently just use WASD as everyone else does. But I just have a really small keyboard, so it makes it more easier for me as well.
The most challenging part of being disabled?
It's not really the physical aspect that is the really hardest one. Being mentally distraught is really hard. It's so hard to be social around people because they don't know how to treat you. They either treat you too nicely or they just don't approach you at all. So having the mental belief that I don't know if I'm a good friend or not, or I don't know if I'm being, a polite person, it's kind of difficult. But surprisingly, it's weird. But I don't mind if people tell me to, shut up and be more, act more as a friend group.
You just want to be treated normally.
Yeah, just be treated normally, and that's I'd say the hardest aspect of being disabled. Just people not knowing how to be social towards you, so you have to try and instigate it, and then you don't know if you're making someone uncomfortable and stuff like that. That's the hardest part for me, honestly.
In the United States, up to 5,000 people have muscular dystrophy Mersenne deficiency. And on the screen, you can see multiple things that muscular dystrophy causes to your health, including making it hard to breathe, scoliosis, muscle fiber degeneration, the inability to walk, and many other unfortunate health conditions. And on the wider spectrum of muscular dystrophy, 1 in every 3,500 male births and 250,000 people are estimated to live with these conditions, in just the United States alone.
Watch out.
I've got your trail.
What is missing for disabled gamers?
I think just a voice, honestly. There's a lot of groups that have more voices than us, and me being here, honestly, I really appreciate to have a platform to say stuff like this. Being able to say that you do have talent in gaming and it's sad because even in July, I talked to you about it, but it was actually Disability Month. I don't know if just people just didn't know about it, or I saw one day it was trending, then nope, nothing. Absolutely, was no tweets about it, no one really talking about it, and it's just feel as it's just swept under the rug as we have the lower voices and we can't really expand upon it as well.
How could Valorant be more accessible for disabled gamers? What could be added to make it easier for people who are not as abled as others?
Potentially just showing that disabled people are, in this community. Maybe a bit of a stretch, but potentially adding the disabled logo, the one with the wheelchair and the blue background as a player card could potentially be an addition, just to show that people are getting recognized for their efforts and contributions to the Valorant community as well. They should be represented, as they have shown that they will try to defy their limits and try to prove that they will do as much they can to prove that they're good at a game, and the game developers or whatever should recognize their efforts and either add something to the game to show that they're recognized, or even just bring it up in a social tweet and stuff like that.
The most important takeaway from this video that I hope that you get is that disabled people exist in gaming. And through their own existence, they defy the limits every single day by playing the game at the same level as anybody who's abled can, by being content creators, by being streamers, and just simply by existing alongside us. Disabled people defy the limits, and I wanted this video to serve as an example of that. And I thank Abby for coming onto my channel and being a voice for everybody out there to represent disabled people and to educate abled people and everybody in between. It's an absolute pleasure to know him. It's an absolute pleasure to call him a friend. And before we end the video, in the description, you're going to find several links to charities and just websites where you can get info on what it means to be disabled and muscular dystrophy. It's okay if you don't have money to donate, but simply taking the time to educate yourselves on people that really exist in this world is so huge, and it's a really great form of acknowledgement. But as always, I'm Justin, and you're not, and
I'm Abby, and you're not. Just remember, if I can get to Diamond, I think you can surely rank up too. Please make sure to remember to check the charities below. You don't need to donate, but just check it out and even do your research on your own. Much appreciated, and see you.
what is your favorite skin?
Now these are the real questions. Jeez, I've said this multiple times. Honestly, trade my heart and organ for Champions Vandal.
Favorite map, and also least favorite map.
My favorite map has to be Haven. My least favorite currently, just because I don't know how to play it that well yet, it has to be Pearl.
Do you maybe have a least favorite skin, or a skin that like you'll see and you don't want to pick it up?
Avalanche, just because it feels like it's not really in the right place for Valorant. As I mean, some pros use it, so
It's very obvious that you are a big fan of Fnatic. So
yes, I'm currently wearing the shirt.
yeah, let's explain that to everybody. So who is your favorite VCT team, and who are your favorite players, and why?
Of course, Fnatic. I've been watching them since 2021 Reykjavik. It's been a roller coaster being with this team. They've even sent me free stuff, like this headset, by the way, I've gotten for free. The shirt they gave me, they hand gave it to me. They make me feel like special, Make me feel like I'm part of a second family, and it really means a lot when an org tries to do so much for other people.